All right, welcome back to Jamming in There Repair. We are working with Scott today on his 1999 Jeep Cherokee Laredo.
It's a Grand Cherokee.
The Grand Cherokee.
The step up.
Nothing but the best. Okay, what are we doing today?
Today we're planning on doing an oil and filter change.
Okay.
Which will take about 6 quarts of motor oil.
All right.
Nice thing about these 4 liters, it's easy to get at the oil and filter. If you can bring your camera here, the filter is right there. It's nice and easy to get at. You can get at it from the top or bottom, however you feel. I personally prefer getting it from the top.
Okay. All right. I don't see why not. It's right freaking there.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So, and the oil drain plug?
It's under the vehicle.
What size wrench?
I believe it's a
need?
5/8.
5/8.
I recall right. It's been a while since I've worked on one of these 4
the top?
rows.
Yeah. That's right here. Should be a 5/8 in there.
Either 15 or 5/8. I know that.
Something like that. My trucks are right above it,
Yeah,
which are mostly over here in the mess.
Yeah, I found this one. This is a metric. So, might be in this drawer. Here we go. Got her.
Got it. All right.
So
let me find a light here. Okay, hold on a second.
Sure. Okay, here's the pan here. Drain plug is a 5/8 socket or wrench, whatever you prefer. Today we're using a wrench, but hopefully whoever changed this last did not crank the piss out of it. I can get it off easily. Oh.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
You hate when that happens?
Yes.
Here, I got a good angle at it. Let me give her a yank.
Go for it.
Put her on there and bring the handle my way. Bring it my way.
There you are.
Yeah, like that. Oh, holy balls.
Yeah.
You need a cheater wrench.
I need a breaker bar to get this bitch off today.
Yeah.
Who the hell did that? You can do like I do and put 2 wrenches together like so.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest.
There you had them handy. And felt like it broke those. And it did. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. Now. Perfect. The oil isn't very warm on this Jeep anyway, since I only came across town with it.
Yeah. Good enough.
It's warm enough that it won't be burning my hand in a second here.
And that oil doesn't look too terribly bad. How often do you change your oil?
This one, I don't know if this one's been done 3 or 5. I know on my pickup I usually do 5,
Yeah.
but that's a 2019 vehicle. This being a 99, maybe I might be doing this. I'm thinking about doing this one 5 as well, because of modern oils.
Yeah.
Being able to do that.
5 is my minimum.
So
7 is my minimum. I usually go 10, but I use full synthetic.
whereas this is the oil that I'm putting in here is Valvoline Max Life, and according to what the bottle says on it, it's a synthetic blend.
Right.
So I believe it's a semi-synthetic.
Yeah, but how many miles is it rated for, does it say?
It does not say on the bottle at all.
Really?
I've looked at it. But maybe I didn't look at hard over hard enough, but that's just me.
Maybe they're just not getting the results from that advertising, you know?
Yeah, that could be.
Let's let the oil drain.
And personally, I'm more of a person that's very OCD anal about my vehicle maintenance to begin with.
Yeah.
So I prefer to just do it as close to whenever it should be due than let it run over. I don't even, I'm more of kind of the attitude of it's going to blow up if I run it over. I'm kind of one of them people.
No, I'm not.
But
I'm the opposite. They overrate these things, and oil lasts a lot longer than it does.
They really do.
Like I said, I've driven my cars 10,000 miles between oil change, and the last 5 cars I've had all made it over 300,000 miles.
So,
So,
from the sounds of it, from what Joe here is telling me, guys, I should be able to get over 1 million miles on all my vehicles, no problem.
you should. Why not? Yeah.
But
and what the thing is the last 4 cars that I got rid of all were gone because of rust.
Yeah, and that's
the
another
engine ran
problem here in Wisconsin.
And
you can see it clearly under. You can see it in some spots clearly under this vehicle, and not even on the back door by the back doors. That the rust is starting to get to it in a couple places.
You got a little oil leak somewhere in here.
Yeah.
Maybe a rear seal.
I doubt it.
Because from the oil pan back, you can see the line right there.
Yep.
I know it's back onto the transmission.
I know these always leak up. A lot of these 4.0s like this, they generally tend to leak up on the valve covers.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sure it's probably from years of the valve cover leaking that's finally making its way down here.
Do you use a lot of oil?
I don't know how this one is about oil consumption. I just bought this vehicle last week.
Oh, really?
But I know the previous owner, they had the vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
So I bought this from a friend of mine. And it was the father of the guy who I knew was the son of the owner of this vehicle.
Okay.
And the son passed away back in January. So needless to say, I can't ask him. And even though I can ask the guy, the father, because this actually was titled in his name.
Okay.
But I don't know, because he hasn't ran this thing in over. I finally got this thing after buying it from him because it wasn't able to be ran in over a year. He didn't know what was wrong with it. I happened to figure out what was wrong with it, put a new engine computer in it, and then also found out there's a relay up on the power panel that's called the ASD relay. Yeah. And that triggers the computer to tell your fuel pump to turn on when you click the key.
What does ASB stand for?
I'm thinking, I know it's something about I think it's automatic shutdown, I believe. And it's supposed to be like your fuel pump shut-off switch on a Ford vehicle that you find in the trunk, where if you the vehicle gets hit, it's supposed to shut down the fuel pump to avoid a vehicle fire.
So you think it also primes the engine when you turn the key on?
Yeah, I believe it does, because I have a bypass switch wired up on here, and when you do flip the switch to the off position, it'll just sit there and crank, 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 crank.
Really?
Yes. And if I wanted to prove that later on in the video, I can. But
well, it's up to you. We can lay here and let it drain as long as you want.
Yeah.
But looking at the underside of this Jeep here, this is just surface rust I'm seeing here. And as far as Wisconsin winters go, Wisconsin cars go, this has got bad.
Age. Especially this being a 25-year-old vehicle.
Exactly.
I've seen a lot worse on 10-year-old vehicles in my lifetime.
Yeah.
So, with that in mind.
Oh yeah, you got a blowout back there.
What'd you find?
Yeah, right here. Yeah. That looks rather crusty. So,
that.
But that's what you're going to get. I think they call this a torque box.
I'm not sure.
Is that what they call that? A torque box? I think your torque box is supposed to have 4 sides and it's down to 3.
Oh boy, really?
Yeah.
Not good.
That's all right.
That might be some subject matter for a possible future video.
Yeah. Only if you weld.
Well, otherwise she drives pretty great and nice and straight for the most part. So.
No clunks. Brakes are good.
Brakes are decent. I know the other day I had it locked. It kind of acted funny in the front, but
Yeah.
it's been fine now. So I don't know. It might be a brake hose going eventually or what, but that's going to be a possible plan for an upcoming video as well.
So there's that oil filter down there. Pretty handy dandy to get to. You need a wrench or right there, or in the cabinet if you want fresh.
This is fine enough.
Let me show you right behind you. Right in that cabinet right there, the Yamaha cabinet.
The Honda cabinet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be easier for me to tell. The Honda. And the Honda there.
So that's where the rags are. Remove the pan? Yeah. Yeah, it is coming down off that
Valve cover.
valve cover.
Which I
Looks
kind of
like
figured these are common for that.
straight six.
Yes, these 4.0 straight sixes. Derived
You
originally
need a
from...
step ladder? I got a step stool right
I
behind
can
you.
reach it. Good. I wonder how good this is cranked on.
Oh, I have a wrench.
Yeah. I'm almost thinking that's... Oh, I'm moving it. Come on. There we go.
You know, I still watch guys put these on YouTube
Yes.
and take a wrench to them.
And there's no need for
I
that.
know. What are you doing, dude?
Whereas you can, you just really gotta crank these on hand tight. That's really it.
Yep.
As well as your oil plug goes. It'll drain itself, it'll tighten itself on a little bit between the oil change, but nothing horrible. And I know some people do have the tendency to do what they call pre-filling your oil filter.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to do that
I
either.
never have. Occasionally, I feel guilty and do it.
Yes.
You know.
And I've been guilty of it as well myself that way.
But yeah, the argument makes sense that you'll have an air bubble in your oil pump circulation.
But usually that goes away so quick you wouldn't even notice it anyway.
Right. So are you gonna do it?
I'm just gonna do the filter gasket here.
Oh, all right. Did the gasket come off down there? Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like it.
It's the filter's right behind you.
All right.
And it looks like it did.
I had a friend of mine come over. We did the oil change, and he
Have double gasketed
double
it.
gasketed it.
And
yeah.
that is known to happen, guys.
Dude.
But here I am putting a nice fresh Mopar filter on. Not sponsored by the channel, but
He that was his first oil change ever, and it was kind of on me for not telling him.
well,
what other seal
that's a learning experience, guys.
Yeah.
And
The old days, I think the box used to say half turn after contact.
some of them may have.
So
But you just really got to do it till you feel it get kind of tight, and then I give it about roughly a little notch of a turn.
I ran the Valvoline high mileage in my Fords.
Yeah.
I ran 300,000 miles. Yeah.
So
I switched.
So from the way it sounds, from what Joe here is telling me, guys, this is a very good motor oil.
Except for how dirty my funnel is. Maybe we should have wiped it out.
Yeah, that's okay. It'll be getting. This engine. This is basically like a tractor engine. These things will beat dirt and anything.
Yeah.
And still run.
Stuff. Make me feel better, would you?
Yeah.
Do a little quick wipe.
I'm going to before I put the 5-quart bottle in. The 1 quart's one thing because it doesn't just flow like a big puddle.
The last time I used that was for dirty oil coming out
Yeah.
of, I was filling up the bottle, the jug to return.
Yeah.
So,
The waste oil.
the waste oil, yeah. So this is a second car for you or a third?
Yeah, this is a backup vehicle for the most part.
Oh yeah.
Even though I prefer to drive this over the F-150 in the winter season,
Oh yeah.
because it's such a nice new vehicle, and new vehicles are 50, 60,000 bucks or more.
Right.
So
All-wheel drive on this or four-wheel?
this is a 4-wheel drive.
Yeah. You know, I didn't know there was the difference between all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive.
There really isn't that much.
There is. They won't let you drive an all-wheel drive vehicle through the mountains if there's a snow closed.
See,
You have to have
that's where
four-wheel
I did not know that part.
Because an all-wheel drive car doesn't apply power to all the wheels at the same time. They only do two wheels. You know, so not the same as having all four go, man, go.
Whereas this has a switch.
Oh yeah.
Where you just pull the shift lever, it's right next to the shifter, and
Okay. So you want to check your level, fire it up. I'll check for leaks.
put the cap on. And
You doing air filter, or were you looking at it?
the air filter looked good when I checked it.
Yeah.
While I was checking things over while trying to purchase this thing. So that might be a thing for the next time I change it, you know.
All right. So since the oil filter is right here, we're gonna just look up here at first. Okay, I'm clear.
Yeah, just let me find my key here. Which pocket did I put it in? Here we
Huh.
go.
Yeah. All right. I don't see anything leaking.
That's good.
Grab my wrench.
I don't see any glitter. Looks like the oil looks good. It's just a little dirty. Doesn't have any glitter or anything in it.
Dirty pan. All right.
And this, I know, if you look at the dipsticks here, they almost look confusing. But
Right.
one says engine oil on it and one has a gear on it. This one is for your transmission fluid level. And then here's your engine oil. And that's another thing you don't see on too many newer vehicles. Well, it looks good.
Turn it over. Yeah, there you go. Right up to the dot right here.
Yep, so we're pretty good and full. 6 quarts. And then this is a Mopar MO090 oil filter. I know I believe the FRAM number for this vehicle is a PH16.
Oh yeah. So not a Fram fan?
No, I'm not a FRAM fan.
Why a Mopar filter?
Why the Mopar filter for this?
Yeah.
It is OEM for this vehicle.
Yeah.
Whereas if you had a Ford, Lincoln Mercury, them type brands, that would be a Motorcraft filter.
Yeah, you don't believe in aftermarket filters?
Some aftermarket filters are decent. I prefer Wicks.
Yeah.
That's just my 2 cents on the opinion.
I like
that
Wicks.
that ProTech filter was on here. That's a offshoot of Wicks.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yes. And there's other ones like the MicroGuard from O'Reilly's, and I believe I might be wrong on this, but I believe the Napa Gold filter is also a Wicks. It's made by Wicks.
Go
They
on,
may
check
have
your-
changed suppliers since last I know, but anyway.
Anything else you want to check? Are there any Zerk fittings on your ball joints? That you need
Yeah,
greased
but
up?
I think they'll be okay for now. I think mostly we're pretty much done here. Other than I was going to mention that ASD relay that I was talking about earlier. It is this green relay here, and that is also it's a kind of a protection for your fuel shut off. As you can see, I have 2 wires running from each side of the jumper here. And what that does is it jumps the relay to trick it into telling the vehicle to start. Otherwise, what will happen if I have that if I had these wires removed, that relay will just sit there and buzz away. Then you gotta kind of pull it out and try to trick it to start.
So why don't you get a new relay?
The problem is, I think it's a wiring problem somewhere else.
Oh, really?
So I've tried different relays in it already.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Well,
did
you got
nothing.
me. I'm not a wiring guy.
So
You'd think I would be, but I'm not.
So therefore, in order to combat that problem, I have a switch inside the vehicle. Which I have turned off right now, and you will see what it does without it cranked on. It'll just sit here and go. So once I flip the switch,
And the switch is sorting the wire.
it tricks the relay.
Okay. Now leave it running and flip the switch off.
It'll just stay running.
It'll stay running. Because that's just the fuel pump injector prime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe it is. Because when you turn off, okay, I can show you in the gauges here, guys. When I turn this off, okay, the switch is off right now. Look at the fuel gauge here.
Okay.
Now, as you can see, the fuel gauge does not work. Now when I flip the switch, watch the fuel gauge.
Really?
Yeah.
And now I'll flip the switch off.
Once it's started. Otherwise, if I do it now, it'll just go. Now I'll do it with the fuel gauge once it moves.
Yeah.
Now flip that. Now I'm gonna flip that bypass switch now, and it'll probably just do like it did before and just sit there crank. Now I flip the switch.
Okay. So what led you down that road of discovery? Just sometimes the relay would work and sometimes it wouldn't?
Yes. They tried it once where I pulled the relay out, and then I had the friend of mine that used to own this vehicle sit there and crank it, and then when I jammed the relay in there quick while I was cranking over it, and popped over.
Oh, really? So you just need momentary fuel power going to the fuel pump.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, hey, it works.
It's those little tricks like that sometimes that can get you going in a pinch. But I found out about that other people have had the same problem, and that's what they did online.
Oh,
Was
yeah.
they jumped I forget which pin it is on the relay, but they were across from each other.
Oh, yeah.
And what it does is it sends the power on relay signal from to the other end of the relay and just clicks it on like a switch.
Is it okay to leave it on when you're driving, or do you think you should turn it off while you're driving?
You can leave it on; it'll be fine. But it's good to turn it off because it sends a computer signal to that relay.
Right.
If you leave it on, I think that's one reason I had a dead battery the other day on it.
Oh, you left it on, yeah.
But I could be wrong.
Huh.
So
Yeah.
that's really where my 2 cents are on that.
I just put a new battery in the Ford
Yeah.
today, and it died. So bummer, but whatever. It's not worth a video for a battery, I'll tell you. So, all right, real good. I think we're gonna wrap the video up here. Thanks for stopping by, Scott. Looking forward to doing some more work like this on his Jeep.
There might be a brake project coming up, folks. So
Yeah.
that's a friendly warning.
Yeah. Oh, friendly.
That'll be a nice, good long one for
Does
you
it
guys.
involve torches?
I don't think it'll involve torches.
Okay. All right.
Let's see.
Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Bye-bye.